Hello and welcome to Prateek Chess Videos.
Hello friends, today we're going to see game between Tal and Skuja Harges in the year 1958. This was played in the Latvian Championship in Riga. Now let's start the game. This was the 11th round. Now in the game it was played e4, d5, e into d5, queen into d5, knight c3, queen a5, d4. This is the main line here. Variations are knight f3, and in the main line after knight c3, queen e5. Here instead of queen a5, queen d6 is also played. What's queen d6 and queen d8 are also played. So queen a5, now d4 instead of d4. Well, here knight f3 is also played with 10,000 games, but it just d4 here, and now e5, which is an inaccuracy. Yeah, here. Well, here better is knight f6. Here is nothing. Yeah, so here we should delete all evaluation commentary just here, and then go evaluation plus time commentary. So yeah, instead of d4, well, what should have been played? D4 is a nice move, and also now what should you play is the question. So firstly let's delete the moves. Now d4 was played, and then e5, which is a dubious move. Knight f6, better is, yeah, so instead of e5 here, and instead of d4, knight f3 and bishop c4 can be played. So after here e5, then as e5 is a dubious move, and also c6 was better here. Yeah, wait, c6 is not a dubious move. I revoke it, and here c6 was a better move. So here c6 was actually not a dubious move. C6 was actually a better move, because after c6 we give it the better sign. So here, now after d4, e5, how should we punish this? Knight f3 we play, attacking the e5. Pawn bishop to b4, black pins, and now bishop to d2, white evades the pin, and also protects the knight. And now e into d4, black exchanges, queen e2 check. If knight into d4, then this is also a possible variation, queen e5 check, and then queen to e2. So instead of knight d4, just queen e2 check was played. And now knight e7, obvious move, knight into d4, short castle, a3 attacking the b4 bishop. Well, now bishop to d6, and now knight b5. Now trying to play knight into d6, and then queen into e7, winning a piece. But now queen to b6, protecting the d6 bishop, and now long castle, bringing the king to safety. Also planning bishop to e3 and then knight into d6, winning a piece. So here bishop to e6, blocking the queen, here protecting the knight. And now after bishop to e6, bishop to g5, with the idea of knight into d6 with bishop into e7. But now knight to g6, removing the knight from the square, maybe planning knight e5 or knight f4. Knight into d6, c into d6, and now h4 idea is h5, attacking the g6, and now after h4, knight to c6, and now bishop to e3, attacking the b6 queen, and now h5 is also possible. Wait, and where's the attack, man? This attack is very hard to do. Yeah, it can get tricky sometimes. So there's the attack symbol. So yeah, in the game, after bishop e3, queen e5, and then h5, attacking the g6 on knight g5, and now rook to h4. Whoa, that is kind of not so conventional. Now rook to a4 is coming, man. This guy is heated. So now d5. I don't know what the idea is, blocking our own bishop. I think maybe saving the pawn. Also putting pressure uh, on your on himself pawn, and also giving the opponent a tempo to play h6. Now g6, obviously not take, because after bishop into h6 then it would be just very bad. So now f4, attacking the e5, knight c4, dodging the attack, and now f5, which is a brilliant move because of we sacrifice the pawn and tile. So what's our idea? If g into f5, then there is queen f3, queen f2, queen e1. Yeah, queen f3 is nice, queen f2 is nice, and also queen e1 is nice. All three lead to the same thing. g3, uh, yeah, one leads to g3, another leads to g3, and yet another leads to g3. So there are three paths to g3. This one, and this one. So there are these three paths you can take to g3, and then just queen g7. Yep, so that's it. That's pretty much it. So that's why after f5, bishop into f5, and if bishop into f5 is played, then well, just rook into d5 and you lose a piece, and so on and so forth. So we'll just try this bad move. Uh, uh, White is winning here, so after f5, knight into e3 has to be played. And now queen into e3, idea f into e6. Well, we want to take it, but now bishop into f5 comes, which is actually a mistake. So well, very well then. Uh, d4 I think should have been played after rook h into d4, queen into f5, and now knight to and then knight to d5 with the idea of knight to no, not bishop into d5, not bishop into d5 with idea of knight to e7 check. Well, I don't honestly know what happens after knight into e7, but still there's the idea here. Yeah, after knight into d4, knight e7 check, that's the idea. That's why here I'll just give this and attack. Oh, this attack symbol is hard to spot really. So here instead of queen into f5, bishop into f5 was actually played, which is nice. Three times promoting, man, that's damn. So yes, here actually after queen into e3, bishop into f5 was played. Just drag this up now. Yes, so now we are returning to the main line and a knight into d5. And now, well, now I don't know what you can do. Well, honestly, knight f6 seems good. And knight e7 is it should be the idea. So now rook a d8 was played, but now b4 attacking the a5 here, so queen to a4 and now queen to c3. Well, what's the idea here? So my guy firstly has the idea that queen into c2 mate is coming, so protecting here c2, and also knight f6 check, and even better than it, queen g7 mate is coming. Wait, what? Yeah, queen g7 mate is coming, so after queen c3, knight e5, which is, well, seems nice, but it is kind of doomed because it seems very nice actually. But instead of but knight to e5 is actually a big blunder. Well, not exactly a blunder because what is this position's evaluation? I need to check it. Oh well, knight e5 just quickens black's in augmentation. So now knight e7 checking h8 and you can take it from now. Pause the video and think what should you play. Alright, it's a simple three mover. So now queen into e5 check, f6 and then just queen into f6 check and it's end. So here rook into f6 and rook into d8 check, rook f8 and then rook into f8 mate. The game ended here, so end of game and then analysis. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. This was the game. What did we learn from the game? Well, don't ever try to do try to develop the queen and like this and neglect development. The queen got in many tempos, and also the pawn got weakened and white got play and everything happened. So amazing game. Well, this was the game. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and the bell icon. Thank you.